What if you discovered that declining strength isn't inevitable with advancing years, but rather the result of what appears or doesn't on your dinner plate? Have you observed how many seniors lose muscle strength, vigor, and mobility while others remain vibrant, walking with confidence, smiling broadly, and even maintaining occupations well beyond their ninth decade? Such contrast doesn't manifest by chance. The difference manifests through routine, intention, and primarily through nourishment. Among the Earth's longest living individuals, Taoist practitioners carry ancestral knowledge you're about to uncover. In this article, you will discover 5 simple, natural, functional foods utilized for generations in Eastern sanctuaries to fortify the body, maintain muscle integrity, and preserve vitality even as one passes their 6th, 8th, or 10th decade. These aren't ordinary sustenance choices. They were selected with profound purpose. They combat muscular deterioration, enhance nutrient utilization, and support physiological functions without introducing toxicity. Practitioners who thrive past a century with mental clarity and physical strength share a common trait. They consume food with profound awareness and wisdom. Now you'll learn what underlies this practice. While residing in a sanctuary isn't necessary for healthy aging, applying these principles may yield noticeable improvements within mere weeks: increased energy, enhanced stability, and greater motivation. These 5 fundamental foods form the foundation of active longevity, with the final one, the 5th, considered most potent of all, sustaining the body when others prove insufficient. If you desire to maintain strength, mental clarity, and freedom of movement, establish your intention now and prepare to enter a transformative phase for your well-being. Few realize that around midlife, the body initiates a silent process of muscle diminishment called muscular atrophy. It presents no discomfort, offers no warning signals, causes no immediate alarm, yet it progresses steadily. Each year, lean tissue diminishes, resulting in reduced strength, decreased stamina, and compromised stability in movements. Most concerning is its subtlety during initial stages. Many recognize it only when formerly simple tasks become challenging. Rising from seats, carrying groceries, ascending staircases, bending to retrieve objects from the floor. The body's performance declines gradually, creating a sensation that something essential slips away unidentified. This diminishment affects not merely physical capacity, but also self-regard, independence, and personal identity. After all, who are you when dependency on others increases, when falling fears arise, when morning discomfort greets you, or when once automatic activities require extended effort? This deterioration isn't normal. Society has merely accepted it as age inevitable, but this perspective warrants reconsideration. Truth reveals that many symptoms stem not from chronological progression, but from absence of appropriate nutrition, movement patterns, and intentional self-care. This understanding forms precisely what Eastern practitioners have always comprehended. Temple dwellers live minimally, lacking access to contemporary medicine or spending days in fitness centers. Nevertheless, many thrive beyond a century with upright postures, firm constitutions, and active lifestyles. They ascend steps, tend gardens, and traverse mountain paths barefoot in meditative silence. Their difference? They nourish physical vessels with profound wisdom, anticipating requirements before weakening manifests, utilizing specific foods supporting muscular integrity, even in advanced maturity. This isn't trendy nutrition. It represents tradition transcending generations. If you sense declining strength, reduced stamina, or muscles responding less effectively than previously, recognize these signs as silent communication from your body declaring, "Nourish me properly," or continued, "Fading awaits." Fortunately, this process can be slowed and potentially reversed through appropriate nutrition, which explains this article's purpose, revealing 5 foods sustaining centenarian practitioners' muscular integrity and implementing them immediately. Understanding. What's at stake? Focus attention because the first food extends far beyond ordinary nourishment, working deeply within tissues, muscles, and vital energy. Though seemingly too simple to harbor such power, in ancient wisdom emerald greens represent silent vitality, consumed daily by practitioners in light preparations, steamed dishes, or simple combinations. These leafy vegetables symbolize nourishment that avoids heaviness or inflammation, while providing profound sustenance. Rich in minerals, vitamins, and particularly vitamin K, these greens directly influence systems maintaining physical mobility, muscles, bones, and joints. When regularly incorporated into meals, muscle recovery, endurance, and energy naturally increase. Few realize that vitamin K, abundant in leafy greens, proves essential for maintaining muscle mass and skeletal health, helping synthesize proteins muscles require for growth and regeneration, while aiding calcium integration within bones. Combined with vitamin C and iron also present in these plants, benefits amplify. Improved nutrient absorption, enhanced circulation, and more efficient tissue repair. This explains why many practitioners, even following extremely light dietary regimens, maintain physical activity into advanced age. These greens also provide natural anti-inflammatory properties, reducing tissue inflammation, particularly in muscles experiencing wear, common beyond middle age. While many attempt to combat muscle deterioration through isolated supplements and processed products, temple elders continue trusting nature and simplicity proven effective across centuries, consuming these greens with reverence accorded living medicine, not merely for nutrients delivered, but for the gentleness characterizing delivery. Another powerful consideration involves digestibility. As years accumulate, the body partially loses ability to process denser foods, precisely where these greens excel. Easily digested, quickly absorbed, without burdening digestive processes, more energy remains available for truly important functions. Maintaining upright posture, firmness, and strength. Elderly practitioners use these greens as foundational meal components because they sustain without weighing down, regenerate without excessive demands. Nutrition with this profile represents treasure for anyone desiring to age maintaining both strength and lightness. If seeking reliable, straightforward, accessible starting points, emerald greens offer optimal first choices. Remember, this merely initiates the journey. 4 additional foods await discovery, each operating at different bodily levels affecting vitality, with the 5th, the final one, representing the most powerful, helping maintain activity, even beyond 9 decades. Among most revered foods within Taoist tradition, few contain such concentrated strength as golden seeds, small, discreet, almost invisible when plated, yet absolutely essential for maintaining strength without toxicity. They represent some of the most complete foods supporting muscles, joints, and bones, particularly beyond midlife when the body begins losing not only muscle mass, but also elasticity and resilience. Precisely where these seeds contribute as silent repairers, extremely rich in calcium, iron, phosphorus, magnesium, and zinc, these seeds naturally mineralize the body, feeding structural foundations by strengthening bones, ligaments, and the central nervous system. Most surprising is their high concentration of proteins and beneficial fats, especially darker varieties traditionally preferred in Eastern practices. These fats assist essential hormone production for muscle preservation, while improving absorption of fat-soluble vitamins necessary for strength maintenance and regeneration. Practitioners regularly consuming these seeds report greater morning energy, reduced joint discomfort, and enhanced endurance during lengthy walks and intense physical activities. They may be consumed raw, lightly toasted as paste, or mixed into grains, soups, and cooked vegetables, always following the principle, less equals more. When consumed mindfully, 1 small spoonful daily, properly utilized, can nourish the body more effectively than entire meals eaten unconsciously. Another important aspect concerns these seeds providing lignans and natural antioxidants combating oxidative stress, a primary cause of premature aging and muscle loss. By incorporating these seeds into your routine, you strengthen your body internally. Practitioners call this fundamental energy, that silent yet firm strength sustaining physical vessels across decades. No wonder so many continue walking vigorously, even at advanced ages. What appears on plates constructs what endures. If sensing diminished strength, weakening structure, or reduced physical responsiveness, these golden seeds may provide subtle yet powerful reinforcement previously missing. The journey continues. The next food operates even more directly, activating both physical and spiritual energy simultaneously. In Eastern tradition, the body represents a temple requiring warmth, circulation, and presence. That's why fiery root, this simple aromatic rhizome, appears in virtually every sanctuary kitchen, not merely for flavor, but for what it awakens within the body. Known as the awakener of vital systems, activator of circulation, and energizer of muscles and joints, when discussing healthy aging, fiery root becomes a true invisible ally against weakness, stagnation, and physical slowing. Beyond midlife, metabolism commonly slows, digestion proceeds less efficiently, blood circulates with reduced force, and muscle recovery requires extended time, precisely where fiery root masterfully intervenes. It warms, cleanses, and mobilizes energy. Its thermogenic effect naturally accelerates metabolism, helping eliminate toxins, reduce tissue inflammation, and activate energy centers. It essentially communicates to the body. Awaken, our journey continues. This message revitalizes tired muscles and stiff joints. Beyond its activating properties, fiery root improves nutrient absorption, crucial for preserving muscle mass during maturity. Eating well proves pointless without absorption, and fiery root facilitates digestion, allowing vitamins, minerals, and proteins to be better utilized. Elderly practitioners, even following extremely light dietary regimens, maintain strong bodies precisely through this detail. They absorb more nutrients because their systems remain clean, alert, and activated. Fiery root may be utilized in infusions, broths, cooked vegetables, soups, or mixed with grains. Eastern tradition often involves consuming small amounts upon waking before eating to ignite internal fire, as masters describe it. This fire represents vital energy for Taoists, driving not only muscles but also thoughts, emotions, and discipline, the force preventing bodies from surrendering to time. If experiencing low energy, sluggish circulation, or delayed physical responses, fiery root may provide the missing catalyst. This journey continues. The next food ranks among the most utilized. During spiritual retreats carrying reconstructive energy, within Taoist practitioners' diets, everything serves purpose. Nothing appears merely for flavor. Everything fulfills spiritual and physical functions. Among most symbolic and powerful fruits for those seeking strength preservation during maturity, crimson drupes hold special significance in Eastern tradition, viewed as foods of deep purification and vital energy renewal. When discussing healthy aging, firm muscles, and physical recovery, these fruits function as reconstruction agents. Rich in various vitamins, they nourish muscle tissues, protect bones, and improve circulation. Their outstanding feature involves high concentrations of antioxidants and fiber that cleanse, reduce inflammation, and restore by combating free radicals and supporting digestion. They reduce toxin accumulation directly linked to energy loss and muscle regeneration difficulties. These fruits essentially create internal space, allowing bodies to rebuild, gently, sweetly, efficiently. Another lesser-known benefit involves positive intestinal effects. Elderly practitioners consume dried or fresh variants, precisely understanding that healthy digestive systems provide foundations for muscle maintenance. When intestines become blocked or toxic, bodies cannot properly utilize nutrients, causing muscles to deteriorate despite good nutrition. By regulating intestinal function, these fruits promote complete absorption cycles and constant regeneration. They don't merely feed the body, they prepare it to receive truly important nourishment. In spiritual culture, these fruits symbolize resilience and transformation, growing in challenging climates, ripening gradually, remaining firm despite intense environmental conditions, traits representing the strength Taoists believe necessary as aging progresses. Hence, these fruits appear during retreats, ceremonies, and spiritual transitions, sustaining physical vessels while spirits strengthen. This union represents the authentic secret of conscious longevity. If feeling toxic, experiencing low energy, slow digestion, or needing lightness with nourishment, These crimson fruits may provide internal cleansing while external strengthening. What follows becomes even more extraordinary. The fifth food represents the most powerful, sustaining practitioners who live beyond a century while maintaining upright postures despite age considerations becoming irrelevant. Among all foods consumed by longest-living Taoist practitioners, one not only nourishes, but teaches bodies resistance. Sacred pods, discreet, relatively unknown in Western societies but treated as living relics throughout Eastern regions. Within each sacred aquatic flower, born in mud yet blooming with purity, lies a seed concentrating the essence of silent strength, spiritual, longevity, and physical regeneration. These pods demonstrate extreme resilience. Archaeological evidence documents germination even after millennium-long burial periods. This capacity for maintaining vitality across centuries reveals much about their benefits for consumers. Their nutritional value impresses. Each portion provides substantial plant protein, making them among the most complete natural sources for rebuilding muscles, supporting body tone, and maintaining active metabolism despite advancing age. Additionally, rich in minerals and antioxidant compounds reducing cellular damage and chronic inflammation, two major adversaries of muscle health beyond 6 decades, their most surprising quality involves digestive lightness. Unlike many protein sources, they don't overburden systems, cause bloating or retention, while regulating intestines, directly improving absorption of other nutrients. Practitioners consume these pods particularly during extended fasting periods or profound silence, viewing them as sustenance maintaining physical vessels without clouding minds. Many sanctuaries prepare them in light soups or comforting beverages used for physical regeneration, while keeping spirits alert and centered. Reasonably, these pods contain compounds balancing blood glucose, protecting brains, and enhancing vital energy with emotional stability, strengthening without overstimulation, nourishing without toxicity, fostering presence. Symbolically, the sacred aquatic flower represents transcendence, born in mud, growing through darkness, blooming above surfaces with purity and strength. Its pods carry identical energetic signatures, helping bodies remain strong during difficulties, regenerate when surroundings suggest decline. Many masters therefore call it food of resilient spirits, teaching not merely resistance but blossoming despite time, pain, or age. This explains why numerous elders, even approaching or exceeding a century of life, maintain mental clarity, physical strength, and spiritual lightness. They didn't merely eat balanced meals, they nourished with wisdom. If sensing time's toll upon your body, diminished energy compared to previous capacities, muscles requiring deeper support than commercial protein supplements or medications provide, these sacred pods may offer the silent answer long awaited. When nutrition carries purpose, it transcends routine, becoming a path, potentially keeping you upright, strong, and lucid despite contradicting expectations about aging. Knowing the 5 most powerful foods used by centenarian practitioners becomes pointless while remaining trapped within lifestyles hindering physical well-being and sabotaging energy. You could consume sacred pods, fiery root, and emerald greens daily, but spending most hours seated, avoiding movement, eating processed foods, excess sweeteners, toxic beverages, or living with emotional imbalance means your body continues weakening. Because plate contents require support through actions, practitioners don't survive merely on potent foods. They live rhythmically with their bodies, walking daily, breathing mindfully, meditating, sleeping properly, and above all, avoiding poisoning what they nourish. You might consume everything needed yet absorb almost nothing, because human bodies aren't merely machines receiving nutrients, but energetic fields responding to lifestyle patterns. If these fields become overwhelmed through inactivity, suppressed emotions, or poor nutrition, no superfood works miracles. Honest self-assessment becomes necessary. How frequently do you attempt improved eating while simultaneously surrendering to excess anxiety and immobility? How often do you claim excessive fatigue preventing walks yet spend hours engaged with electronic devices? Time progresses, bodies worn, and every small, repeated daily choice either constructs or destroys the vessel carrying you through coming years. Are you feeding healing or feeding weakness? Ancient wisdom never separates consumption from lifestyle. Masters teach that the most powerful food remains what's consumed with awareness, lightness, and discipline. Desiring to age with strength, clarity, and movement freedom requires more than eating like practitioners. You must begin living similarly, starting now rather than tomorrow. Understanding this prepares you for implementing these foods within routines yielding genuine results, simple, practical, and possible, regardless of current starting points. Knowing appropriate foods provides good beginnings, but consistent, practical, ongoing implementation makes genuine differences. These 5 foods remain accessible, easily prepared, and incorporable into any routine, despite limited time, minimal culinary skills, or shared living arrangements. The guideline remains straightforward. Changing everything simultaneously isn't necessary. Simply begin, allowing natural processes to facilitate maintenance. Implementing changes progressively starts with emerald greens, optimally prepared, steamed, or quickly sautéed, preserving nutrients. Add them to soups, combine with morning eggs, use them as warm salad bases, or include with grains. One daily portion creates difference. If preferring raw consumption, blend with fruits in morning beverages. Golden seeds integrate easily sprinkled. Over grains combined with legumes or salads, or included with breakfast alongside fruits or cultured dairy. Alternating between light and dark varieties proves beneficial. 1 tablespoon daily suffices. Fiery root demonstrates extreme versatility. Slice for teas, grate over cooked vegetables, mix into grains, or add to soups. Small amounts activate metabolism. Avoid excessive quantities as its potency works optimally through small, frequent doses. Crimson drupes offer 2 consumption methods: fresh when seasonally available or dried. 2 dried fruits daily, particularly during morning meals or evenings. Support digestion and nutrient absorption from other foods. For recipe inclusion, they complement hot cereals, porridges, or combine with fruits like apples or bananas. Lastly, sacred pods, perhaps least common yet available through natural food establishments or specialty markets, cook similarly to legumes until softened, then add to soups or simple meals. Alternatively, toast and grind into flour for porridges or beverages. Limited availability suggests weekly or bi-weekly consumption while maintaining consistency. Their strength accumulates through time. Small, frequent portions exceed occasional large quantities. Simplicity proves key. Complicating matters or changing everything simultaneously isn't necessary. Begin adding 1 food at a time into routines. Select consistent time frames, prepare thoughtfully, and observe bodily responses. These foods function differently than medicines. They establish foundations, and bodies with strong foundations demonstrate greater resistance against time's effects. If you've read this far, congratulations. Most people abandon physical self-care precisely when most needed, but seeking knowledge indicates desire for maintaining quality living, autonomy, and strength. Recognize that this decision, however seemingly insignificant now, potentially creates turning points for upcoming years, because addressing foundations initiates comprehensive changes. This discussion avoids promising miracles. No single food reverses time, but these 5 foods share common traits. They build gradually rather than acting aggressively, avoid rebound effects, and require neither complex formulas nor significant sacrifices. They nourish, strengthen, and regenerate quietly, consistently, and when used alongside modest habit adjustments, genuinely protect muscles, energy, and freedom. Aging itself presents no problem. Accepting inevitable weakening creates problems. Because such inevitability doesn't exist. Eating properly, moving your body, sleeping adequately, attending to daily routines, all remain within your influence. Time progresses universally, but its impact upon you depends on choices made henceforth. Even beginning late simply means beginning. Your body remains responsive. For continued access to genuinely helpful content informing, explaining, and respecting life stages, continue following these resources offering what many sources lack: clarity, truth, and viable paths toward greater health and autonomy. Share this knowledge with beloved individuals who may experience strength diminishment, yet require minimal encouragement to begin again. Establish your commitment through conscious intention. Choose caring for your body thoughtfully and consistently, potentially initiating a transformative journey.